What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the AM, guys. Welcome back to 5 Minute Rant. I'm your host, Michael Abernathy, and welcome to the show predicated on the journey of life and business. So, guys, today I actually want to talk about settling for less. I want to talk about how this is a horrible strategy for life. I want to talk about how when things get hard, this seems to be a tendency that we do as people that will settle for less. Last episode, I talked about how the middle is prison and how mediocrity is super destructive. Mediocrity will long-term destroy anything or any place that you're at. And so that being said, when we encounter hardships in our lives or when we encounter pain, our first go-to oftentimes is the short-term thinking. Just get this to stop. Now, here's something in business. When you go through business, there are several things that you will experience. You're going to experience hardship. You're going to experience ignorance, like an ignorance tax, or really just like how your ignorance hurts you because what you don't know. And most things in life that you don't know are what's going to kill you, not the things you do know. And so that's how it is in business. And as a result, when we experience those two things, well, I don't know, and then I'm experiencing a lot of pain, this doesn't seem to stop, we tend to quit on our dreams. We tend to quit on building what we want to build. We tend to back down from the pain instead of push through it. And I talk about this a lot. The end of a run is the worst part about running because you're tired and you're burnt. And if you've really paced yourself right, you don't really have a whole lot of gas in the tank to actually sprint. But that's when you actually need to sprint. And that's when you begin running harder and faster and picking up the speed to finish that last half a mile, that last quarter mile to get to the finish line. And it's the end of the race that is the hardest. And that's when turning and facing the pain, pressing through it to get to the goal matters most. And what happens a lot for us personally is we like to pick the path of least resistance. So we normally settle for less. We'll normally stop and quit. And then as a result, we wonder why we got less. Well, it's because I settled for less. It's because I said, you know what, this is good enough. And then I sat down in the journey and I sat down in the race. And when I said this was good enough, what I really meant was I just don't want to do this anymore. And so it's a horrible strategy in life personally to go, no, I really want to settle for less. It's the same thing with a relationship partner. You found somebody who's maybe 50% of really who you need in life to be there. That's settling for less. That sounds like a horrible deal. Cool. I'm going to give you $100, but you're only going to give me like $50 worth of product or whatever it is. That sounds like a horrible deal. Or here, you know what? Buy my car. Blue Book value says that my car is worth $10,000, but you're only going to give me $5,000? Okay, cool. Yeah, you're the second person I talked to. Why not? That's a horrible idea. Why wouldn't you just hold out for maybe a couple more days? A couple more days are worth $5,000 extra. But that's what we do. We settle for less. And as a result, it really hurts our lives because mediocrity is destructive. And I guess this is currently the kick that I'm on right now. It's my own rant, pun totally intended, is that mediocrity is super destructive. And I said this a couple episodes ago. I'll say it again. Starbucks does not sell a medium warm coffee. Why? Nobody would buy a lukewarm coffee. Why wouldn't they buy lukewarm coffee? Because it's gross. That's how it is in the rest of our lives in every area. When you have a partner in a relationship or a friend that's just kind of like halfway there, they don't tend to show up. They're only there 50%. You don't feel like they're your friend. And you know that they really aren't your friend because they're only giving you 50%, right? It's the same thing in everything else. If I'm willing to sit down halfway through things and say, good enough, and I'm not willing to move and change, well, I can't expect anything good to come out of whatever area that is in my life, whether it's working with my team, whether it's building the vision, whether it's building goals, whether it's really adjusting and learning. And the problem is that I found is everybody's driven by different things, but there are certain things in life that we must do that are required of us. And I think one of them is no matter where we're at, to not just be half in and half out because you get nowhere. At least if you were all the way out, you could go somewhere that you wanted to be all the way in. But when you're half in, half out, man, settling for less is really a horrible strat. Well, I'm out of time, guys, so I'll catch y'all later. Peace.